Tice. Marcus got bumped and got the bucket. Man, Marcus.
Who got credit for that one? Caruso?
Who was the closest to the basket?
But they said they just announced LeBron James.
Yep.
How is that?
Tatum floats it up and in.
To claw your way back into the game down 18 when nothing was falling back in the first quarter speaks volumes for the mental space that this Clippers team is in. But they've got work to do. Hero is going to make it a tough job. And boy,
we feel like we're good enough to contend, but we know in order to reach our potential, we've got to develop him quickly because he's so talented. So we're just trying to find the right balance of playing time and teaching, and he's done a great job of absorbing everything, and really fun kid to coach.
And Coach, without all the practice time that you've been able to have in the past years, what is one?
Well, they missed 4 of the first 7 shots, but closed out 9 of 12 shooting. The good news, Annie, is the Suns went to the line 9 times in the first quarter. How about that? 9 of 9 at the stripe.
And they were 4 of 5. Now make it 5 of 6 from 3-point range, which
winning the rebound battle, 23 offense rebounds, struggle to convert. In the paint, struggle to convert. Obviously, Rudy Gobert is a factor in that. So hopefully tonight we can get the same looks and just settle down and make.
He was quite emotional. Like, the guy is prideful, and he's paid a price to be as good an NBA player as he has become.
Right. I mean, even the number he wears, that's where he was drafted overall by Denver, 27th. And he wears that to remind everybody as he slams that one down. Spida is now the official arachnid of Utah.
That's great.
And that was in response as Bogdanovich gets.
His understanding of timing on the floor. We could go on and gush about his offensive game, but he is just as impactful defensively.
Durant gets a touch in the post, kick. Right now a 2-man game with Irving. Mismatch, fade away, bottom. Kyrie Irving small against the...
Of coming out of timeout and turning up the intensity on the defensive end. Gafford's gone to the bench, and Thaddeus Young is back in. Young played well in his first half. Off the bench. Tatum. Tice. 2.
The 3 ball, but actually it was just that first quarter. They were 1 of 16. Since that first quarter, they're 10 of 20.
The pass underneath to Robinson, and he lays it in.
Everybody in the types of games, and you remember those old Nets teams. Rod Thorne, our former GM, him and Jay Kidd would have card games that would go for hours and hours. So those are the fun stories.
The Nets have 108 points, the second most they've scored through 3 quarters this season. Last game, they put up 115 through 3. Harris drive and kick. Jeff Green. Oh, Jeff Green.
little baby hook action.
That's tough to do. DeAndre, what, 7'1"? Shot blocker, rebounder, averaging a double. Takes it right into the heart of him. Shoots it right over and gets the bounce.
Chris Paul with 21 points, looking to add to it, and does.
Key to you guys?
Not really, Katie. I love the fact that he embraces the pressure and the spotlight and responds more times than not.
High one. Other than Stephen Curry, Warriors have not had much success. Curry guarding Chris Paul. And Paul leaves it for Kaminsky. That extra pass. Nader in the corner. Oh, what a find.
That is no easy task. And Dallas has been going to Luka in the low block even more frequently this season. CP lays it up. Down it goes. DeAndre Ayton with the air.
Best extended run of the game tonight. 12-2 burst, but they're only part of the way up the mountain.
They've gotten some stops.
Yes.
And that's got to be a welcome sight for this Mavericks team as Conley gets inside, uses that right hand.
Not good.
And Michael, the Nets turned it over just 4 times in that first half. Part of the reason why they're only down by 4. Harden swings it. Irving, that's a 3. Put it on the board for Kyrie Irving. Big shot after big shot. David Guthrie, Marat Kogut, Nate Green, our officiating crew. Miami controls the tip. We're underway here at Barclays Center. Heat come in at 6 and 9. They are missing a who's who. Robinson gets the scoring started.
See great talk, deflections, blocks, steals, all those things equal great energy. And when they play that way on the defensive end, Mike, I feel like they're going to have great outcomes. So White will come out and he will defend Marcus Smart immediately. Jalen taking it to the basket and gets two. So good at creating.
Box and one, zones, freak defenses that Dale Brown used to run. Zone on one side, man-to-man on the other side. Let's see what the Bucks will face tonight. Looks like a straight man-to-man to start out.
The Bucks win the opening tap. That means $500 to Milwaukee.
There is the guy who pushed so hard for the three-point line in college basketball. Pop Stites was an intrepid spirit, and our colleague Mike Green was a big boost to me in getting that position, so thank you to both.
A season-high 130 points for New Orleans. Holiday will inbound. DiVincenzo gives it back. Holiday waits, takes, and hits from three.
Goes back to Chris. He made the good defensive read to get the steal. Nice execution, Jim.
Beautiful.
In that game on Thursday, they finished the trip on Monday night in Atlanta before going back home. Robert Williams has come on for Boston. Daniel Tice.
20 of those coming in the second half, so he is a guy that will take it upon himself to lead this team offensively. Now just here's some zone, 2-3 zone.
Drew Holiday hits Mr. Barnes' play thus far.
Harrison Barnes prepared himself to play heavy minutes right after the bubble concluded last year for the Sacramento Kings and came out ready this year. Butler out of...
And I'm sorry, no Russell Westbrook team is ever going to quit. He just has a motor and an energy about him that just means that when you're
10 to 16 feet, that's a career high, previous high 49, and I mentioned that because that's where the Bucks love to kind of force you to take most of your shots.
The Bucks win the opening tap. For every tip-off they win, Sargento donates $500 to Milwaukee's Habitat for Humanity. The Sargento tip-off for